how to learn spellings and book reading. Remember children, whenever we talk about taking a spelling test or when we are talking about book reading, you are little hesitant, you are not sure that you will be good at it, because the major reason is that you are not practicing. You are thinking that spellings and the reading part of English language is not important, and mugging up the question answers and grammatical portion is more important than learning these. But remember, spellings, readings and writing, all three of them are an integral part of any language, and it strengthens our control or command over the language. When I talk about spellings, then that time you are little, ma'am, very difficult, very long words, I can't understand the spelling, I can't learn it, I forget it. These are few things you share with us. But remember children, spellings are not at all difficult to do. What are you going to do? The easy words that you see, use in your day-to-day life, read them again and again. What do? You read them, try to understand their meanings. Look for its meaning in the dictionary. Find the meanings and try to use them in your day-to-day life. This is about the words that you are using usually. Then certain words, you come across certain words which you don't use off and on. Then what are you going to do? You are going to again go back to the dictionary, look for the meaning of these words. Look for the meanings, understand how and where they are used. Their tense, study about their tense, then study about their spellings, and most important, learn the pronunciation of the word. Learn how to pronounce the word, that is how to say the word. When I say pronounce, I am talking about how to say the word. Learn to know how to say the word. Once you are thorough with the pronunciation, you know the meaning of the word, then you do is what? You try to use it somewhere in a sentence or in your day-to-day life. Write it down somewhere, note it in a notebook and try to use it. Then learn the phonic sounds. Do not forget about the phonic sounds of day-to-day language, of the letters of English language, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. B says B, K, C says K, D says D. These are the phonic sounds of few of the letters. Based on this only the spellings of the words are written in English. So focus on them. Last but not the least is breaking the word into chunks. When I say chunks, what is chunks? It is pieces. Break a big word into many pieces. Break the word into pieces and learn the spelling of that word in pieces and then club it together. Like if I talk of the word, let us come to the word pronunciation only. So you will say, ma'am, such a big word, I don't know the spelling, and you will learn it like what? P-R-O-N-U-N-C-I. Like this you are going to do, as if you are doing a mugging of the word. Don't mug the word. Break the word into chunks. How will I break it into chunks? See, what will I do? I will break it pronunciation. Right? And now I have learned, I will look for the dictionary for its for the meaning of the word. Then I will understand the sounds of the different letters in the word, and I will learn the chunks. P-R-O, pro, nun, N-U-N, nun, C-A, C-I-A, P-I-O-N, shun. Pronunciation. This way, if you learn a spelling, you will never forget. This is especially for the bigger words. Smaller words like sun, moon, star, and the words that we use in daily life are very common to us, and we can learn the spellings easily. But for bigger words, look for the chunk. Suppose I write the word apostrophe. Here again, it's a big word. To know the spelling, to learn the spelling and to write it correct may be a difficult task for you. Break it into chunks. Apostrophe. A-P-O-S, apos, P-R-O-P-H-E. This is about learning the spellings. Break it into chunks, go look for the dictionary. Always when you are sitting to study English, keep a dictionary handy with you, open it, see where that word is in the dictionary, what does it mean, how do we pronounce it, what is the spelling, what is the correct spelling. When I say what is the spelling, what is the correct spelling, and also how and where to use it is also given in a dictionary. Now coming to book reading. Now this very moment, if I will say who will do book reading from the chapter, you all will be little hesitant and you will not unmute your mic to say yes ma'am, yes ma'am. But there are children who confidently come up with that. This comes all with practice, 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 more practice. The more you read, the more you learn. So reading will never go waste. Keep reading small storybooks, start with small sentences, go to bigger sentences, then stories and novels you can read very easily. Whenever we are doing book reading, remember the first and the most important thing is our body posture and facial expression. When I say body posture, then I am talking about the way you stand, the way you hold your book, the way you get ready to do the book reading. So if I am going to read something from this book, this is the correct way I hold my book, either in one hand with my thumb here, and I keep the other hand like this to read and focus on the lines. But if you are not very confident, you can use your finger. If you are sitting on a table and doing the reading, you can keep your finger on the line that you are reading, so that you can maintain the continuity of the sentence, the continuity of the passage or wherever you are reading. Then other than that, simple few things which are important for a student are the way you stand, how you don't droop your shoulders, you stand straight with your backbone straight. Other than this, holding the book is the most important part of book reading. Then coming to facial expressions, face expressions. You will say, ma'am, face expressions ka kya zarurat hai? What is the need of face expressions? Here I will relate the face expressions with punctuation. You know what is punctuation. Punctuation is use of full stop, comma, different symbols to take a pause. रुकने के लिए punctuations are used to take a pause. The facial expression and punctuation are interrelated. When I am talking about facial expression, then as if whatever I am speaking, you should feel it, understand it, without even listening to me, seeing my face, the way I am saying, whether I am saying a soft word or a harsh word, whether I am talking about something loud or the way of my lips are moving, all these are very important, and my face should speak what I am talking. And coming to oral punctuation, I told you punctuation, use of full stop, comma, question mark, you have learnt na, that this is a question, I will put a question mark, this is a normal sentence, I will put a full stop, then exclamation mark for surprise sentences, sudden feelings or emotions you are expressing with exclamation mark. But when I am reading something, then how will I express that I am talking about questions or I am reading a exclamatory sentence? That time comes the use of my oral punctuation, which I do with my spoken, the way I speak with you. How did I do? The way I speak with you. And I took a pause. Here comes the use of pause. Here that means there is a break in the sentence. Whether that break is, you know what, if the break is for a full stop or a question mark. Then coming to intonation. What is intonation? Intonation is rise and fall of voice. It is also called voice modulation. What do? We begin a sentence either softly and end it with a high note, or we start with a high note and we end it softly. There has to be the rise and fall like a mountain, like a slope of a mountain. There should be a rise and fall in the voice when we are speaking or reading something. This is voice modulation or intonation. Like if I want to say, please sit down. Now here I want to be little stricter with you. I can't, I cannot make a scary face and say to you that please sit down. If I want you to feel that I am strict or angry with you, then what will I say? I will say, please sit down. I will raise my voice and I will then lower my voice. This means I am a little strict at this moment, then if I say, come here baby, I will help you to do your work, that time I am little softer, so I have lowered my voice. My voice has come down. This modulation also while reading is very important. Then we have comprehension, spellings, meanings and pronunciation. When I say spellings, very important, understanding the meaning of the words, then understanding the pronunciation of the words and bringing all these words together in sentences and comprehending a sentence as a whole. Whenever we are reading a story or we are reading a passage, remember we are not reading words. We are not reading words. I have not asked you to read 10 words from this. Learn, spelling, made, easy, learn the pronunciation, look in the... No. I have asked you to read something, a small passage or a note. So you have to use all these skills to read this properly and read it as a whole, like a sentence, club it together and comprehend. That is why comprehension or understanding is very important. And this is the way we are going to read again in the Google Meet class. I can read 2 sentences for you so that you can understand how I applied all this in my book reading. All this. The chief of police of Vijayanagara was worried. How did I start? Loud. The chief of police of Vijayanagara was worried. What did I do? Was worried. I shook my face to the other side. I am expressing with my face. Was worried. A gang of thieves had entered the city and a number of thefts had already taken place. The police had not been able to catch the culprits. Culprits, I just broke the word. I read it separately because I wanted to show that there is a pause, there is a full stop in the sentence. This way we are going to do the reading exercises in the class.